Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Joe the Drummer with your host with the most, Joe. And today I am joined by a guest, Christelle Ishimwe, a practicing psychologist. And the reason I wanted to bring you on today was that mental health is something, especially in the 21st century, that's very, very important and people don't know much about. But before we start, I wanted to set the mood for our conversation with a question from someone who's becoming important to me. And the question was, how do you know it's time to get professional help when it comes to mental health?
Thank you so much, Joe. I can start saying that when we are sick, physical health, we are having malaria or any other disease related to physical health, it's easier to know where to go, to know that really I'm suffering this and I'm going to the hospital to see what I'm suffering from. But when we are having issues with our thoughts, our feelings, the behaviors are changing. I really don't want to get out of the bed. I'm struggling to concentrate. I'm having some patterns that are difficult to change. For example, I'm going into relationship that are like hurting me,
Yeah, toxic.
always toxic relationships. We tend to see it as a normal thing that we need to fight. We need to go through alone. We need to just normalize, if I can say. If I'm feeling that way, I'm feeling sad since I was born till today, it's because I'm weak, maybe, than thinking that this is something I can go to seek help for. So I can say that there is many symptoms that you can look up to, but among them I can mention being sad, not having interests about the things you used to love before, or you didn't really know if you love something or you like something. I can mention not having concentration when you are having something to work on or you are studying. I can mention not being able to sleep, struggling to wake up in the morning, not having a purpose in life, withdrawing with people who love you. Just when they call you, you don't want to respond. When they come to see you, you don't want them to enter. Struggling to maintain relationship or the relationship, and sometimes feeling alone because you push people away.
Yes.
Sometimes we try to help ourselves through all of that, and we arrive at a certain level where those symptoms or struggles are starting to even affect our life. For example, we fail into what we are doing. If we are studying, we are not really seeing how to continue what we are doing. We want to stop. If you are doing something, for example, work, you don't have energy to get up and go there. Sometimes you say, why am I doing this? It's like where you arrive at a certain level, you are forcing yourself to do things. One of my recent clients have told me I always had energy to help myself
Yes.
through exercise, through trying to get where people are, even though I was feeling this way, because I've never felt in a way where I didn't feel this pain. But I've always tried to help myself, at least to get out of my bed and do what I'm supposed to be doing. But now I arrive at a certain level where I'm not even able to get out of my bed and go to my physical exercises, which energize me a little bit and continue my life. So that's why I'm afraid and I need support. So coming to your question, when you get where those thoughts, feelings, and changed behavior, for example, using a lot of alcohol or drugs, starting to affect your daily life, you need to find a support from a professional mental health supporter.
Yeah, I understand. I think I like the way you said it because I think it can be distilled down to running away from your emotions, isolating yourself from people who care about you, or withdrawing slash isolation, right?
Yeah.
Where normally, example, you gave the example of your client where normally you love exercising, but the world is so overwhelming, you can't even get out of bed at night. And then the last one, of course, using external things, whether that's drugs, alcohol, people, to numb the pain that you're feeling inside.
Yeah.
Perfect. So, who is Christelle and what made you want to get into mental health psychology, this entire field?
I can say that Christelle is I'm a mom of two. I'm married. I grew up in a family who really loved me so much. And coming to the second question, why I really pursued this, I can say it was even not my first choice. Growing up, my parents passed away, and I can say that I shut it down. I was feeling emotional pain, emptiness. I think even calling it back, I was having some thoughts of, if I can say, a suicide thought.
Suicidal
Yeah,
ideation.
yeah. And I was just struggling when I was still kid. I was like 9, 10. And growing up with that, I was trying to smile with my friends because I really had very wonderful friends. But calling that time, I didn't see that I really had all those opportunities.
Yes.
Good friends, amazing family. And when I went to university, I've chosen medicine, but I didn't get it. They gave me clinical psychology. I tried to change, but without having that opportunity, I stayed in clinical psychology. Studying clinical psychology, I realized that I've healed through the journey of studying because I've understood what I was going through, and I realized that I had all that period depression, and I tried to learn who I was. what I enjoy. I practiced all those things that I enjoy, and I found that, if I can say, that healing maybe through the way. And I can say that after my realization, those trying to do my best to take care of myself, I started feeling that I was living my life. I don't know how to say it, but
No, I understand. And I also personally got into psychology because the time me and my family had moved to Zambia, I didn't have any friends. And I was encountering all these problems with my personal life. And I was kind of the same thing, not almost depression. I believe the old school word for it was melancholy. And one day I just got tired of it. And I literally just Googled how to cure depression, right? And it says, go out, read, exercise, do something. And I followed that. And the other point you brought up I really like was when you were going through that depression, even though you knew you had friends and family support, you didn't realize that you had people there who you could call out to.
yeah,
Because I've gone through the same thing, right? So example, like last year, there was a time for like a week or two, I was severely depressed. I was drinking more than I like. And then one day I go hang out with my friends and we start laughing. And I realize all I needed to do was call my friends. We laugh, we have fun. And I felt 100 times better by just hanging out with my friends. We weren't even drinking, we're just chilling, having a barbecue.
yeah,
By doing that versus by like staying in my room and wallowing in my own pain. Right? So that's something I like we can bond over. And now the next one, like I think the first real interesting topic is childhood trauma.
Before coming to that, Joe, I think even though I didn't go straight to supporting other people, but when the client enter and try to describe what they are going through, I really, if I can say what you said, I bond with that thing I went through. And that is why I'm passionate about supporting others, because I really, in that darkness, you think that there is no light. There is nothing that really can go well in your life. And when you get out of that darkness and you start, it's like start seeing, having other eyes. I really, when I meet them, I really want them to get to that light that I have experienced that time. Okay.
Yeah, no, I understand that very well. Like, because again of the understanding basic psychology, I'm no practicing therapist, but it's like there's times where I'll have a friend or family member go through something,
Yeah.
and talk to them for 5 minutes, and I can see the exact where the pain comes from, what's causing it, how they're numbing or running away from it, and I try and help in my way. And the one biggest thing I've learned with my own mental health journey is that you can't save other people. The best thing you can do is just provide them with the tools and resources and give them the support and space they need. And it's up to them. If they do it, they do it. And if they don't, they don't, unfortunately. As much as we want to help with them. Like I've had times when someone I care about is going through something and I literally just want to shake him and slap him in the face like, yo, relax. Just go out, go for a walk, everything will be fine. But of course, they also, most of the times, they also have to come back to their own conclusion after you give them the right tools and space.
Yeah, you are very right.
The first topic I wanted to talk about was childhood trauma in kids. And before we go into it, I want to provide context. Growing up, because my dad was a diplomat, I got to grow up all over the world. And one thing I realized is half of my friends and family come from the most amazing background with parents who give them the right amount of love and attention. and the other half come from the most messed up background, whether they were physically abused, sexually abused, emotionally abused, spiritually abused, like, people from very religious families. I got to see all of that, and I got to see cause and effect. So there's times where I'll talk to someone, and in 5 minutes I can go, you have mommy issues, you have daddy issues, right? So I'd like us to start the conversation with, what does childhood trauma look like here in Rwanda, especially with the cultural and historical context?
Thank you, Joe, for bringing that. I can say that childhood trauma mostly is caused. I'm trying to recall my client conversation. There are those parents who they are not bad. I cannot call them bad, but they don't know that can affect their children. What the most coming claim, if I can say, is conflict between parents. Parents don't know that those conflicts the children see, their adolescents see, damage their children brain, the way they see their relationships, the way they see themselves. And I think that is the most calming in therapy when people come with childhood trauma. Another thing that comes is emotional neglect. Many parents are wounded. They have also their own issues and trauma, and they really don't know how to help their children,
Yes.
how to be there for their children. One of the clients have told me, even when I was sick, even when I was in period, she was a girl, even when I was needing my mother to be there for me, I didn't see her because she was also struggling. I understand now when I grew up, but I don't know if there was no other way she could use to be there for us. That emotional neglect for a child is like, I don't see you, I don't hear you, you don't matter, you are not worthy, you are not enough. It's like communicating to them that even though you have given birth to her, but you really didn't need her to be there. Sometimes they struggle with that a very long time after that. When they grow up, they continue to believe what they have told their mind in that period because they try to navigate that alone, and they make some story in their mind telling them all those stuff they grow up believing. Another thing that comes is that physical abuse. For Rwandan African parents, they punish their children, but I cannot say that punishing is bad. What I can say is sometimes they need repair. And when you punish a child, you need to be mindful that the way you use the punishment, the harsh punishment, it can also stay in their mind, because some kids are wondering, I don't know if what I was punished for was the only thing I have done, because the
Yes.
punishment was very harsh than they think that I have done. For example, I have broken a grass, and my parents could come and take, for example, a babush. How do we call it?
Like a stick.
Yes, and they hit me until the steak is finished. So I was continued to wonder, have I only broken the grass, or I have done another thing that I don't know? And I can go with also harsh words, harsh. You will never be someone in your life, like those words we say to a person that diminish their worth, diminish who they are. You are in Kinyarwanda I can find words, but in English, I don't know. I'm failing to find words. Rigicucu, ntacyo kind of those harsh words. They stay with a child in their minds, like their own. I can say their own truth.
Yes.
When when they ask themselves, who am I, they call what they have
Yeah.
heard
The harsh
from.
words. Yeah.
Yeah, because there is that period of constructing our unconscious,
Yeah.
what we have been told, what we have seen, what we take it as our own truth. And when you grow up, when you try to do something, you remember that your parents has told you you will never be anything in this life. And that is also some traumas children go with. I'm trying to recall as many as possible, but I think those are the most important that I can talk about.
So I like the first thing you said was sometimes the parents aren't bad people. It's just they don't know that they need to show up for their kids.
Yeah.
I love that because the way I always view psychology is I don't think majority of human beings are evil. I think they were either taught or learned the wrong coping mechanisms and they pass it down to their kids, whether inadvertently or on purpose. The second thing you said about watching what you say to kids is so powerful because let me give you an example. When I was in Japan, I was at my best friend at the time, Chris's house. He had a stepdad. He was from Thai. His dad was from stepdad was from Canada. He was cool. But I remember there was a couple of times where I went to sleep over at his house, and I remember him and his stepdad and mom getting to fight. Now that I look back at it, as with the wisdom I have now, I'm realizing the effect that it had on him. Because I remember when they stood outside, I could hear them shouting, and I saw his body reaction. It's like, oh, not again, right? And the other thing of what you tell kids at an early age can really mess with their mind.
Yeah.
And the reason I can say that is because I have dyslexia and ADHD, and I've had teachers who didn't know that. And I remember them not using it against me, but like, how come you can't spell? How come you can't concentrate? How come you can talk about whatever? And the older I got, I took that, for lack of a better word, pain, and I use it for fuel. So this may sound weird, but like sometimes when I'm at the gym and I feel like giving up, I'll recall something someone said to me when I was a kid or when I was a teenager, and I'll use it for negative fuel, but I won't let it consume me. And what you said about like what we say to kids and how we can affect them, I want to dive that into a little bit more, especially when it comes to things like mommy issues and daddy issues. Can we talk about like what mommy issues looks like in boys, what it looks like in girls, and then what daddy issues looks like in boys, and then of course what it looks like in girls as well?
Okay, starting from daddy issues in girls. When you look at girls, they grow up loving their daddy so much, and they are looking at them as, if I can say, an example, a role model
Yes.
of how men should
Treat
look,
women. Yes.
look like. And when your father, if I can say, fail to treat your mom well, is also telling you harsh words as a girl, is comparing you to other people. There is, if I can say, a father is a first love for a girl,
Girls. Yeah.
for girls,
And it's the same for the
for both
mothers.
for mothers.
Yes.
Yeah. And when you don't see that image in your father, you it's hard for you to build good relationship with
Men.
men. When you grow up, you think that all men are bad.
Yes.
And it is very, very much affecting because as we grow, there is those relationship we build with love relationship we have with our partners, our boyfriend, and so on and so forth. But every time you go to those relationship, you go to what is familiar to you.
Yes.
And unfortunately, when the relationship you have with your father is not really
Healthy.
healthy, it's hard. It's hard to build love relationships that are healthy.
I'm glad you, sorry to cut you off, you brought that part up, is because if the father, what I've seen in my personal life with women is, if the father is abusive in a certain way or has a certain character, like they're an alcoholic or have a temper issues, I want you to push back if I'm wrong on this. I've also seen that women will tend to fall in love with men like that because that's the only form of love
Yes.
that they used to.
Until they heal from that pattern and they understand why they do what they do and what they really want in love relationship, they tend to go to men like those ones
Who are like
they
abusive
are
like their father.
familiar to see. And it's unfortunate. And also coming back to men for their mother is like also that when you had a neglecting mother, the one who was not there to support you, you tend to go to women who are not supportive, who misuse your resources, who it's very, very important to have that image role model of a good father for women and a good mother for men to have healthier relationship in their
Personal.
love relationship. And coming to men versus boys, they are inspiration, if I can say. And what you can look at it like they need that person to be, they think their father, they are like everything.
I love you brought that up because amongst boys, like when we're small, I think especially below the age of like 12 or 13, we view our dads as like superheroes.
Yes.
So example, like one of my favorite memories from when we were in the UK, we went to these go-kart event with my dad. And I knew my dad could drive. But for some reason that day, he was dodging everybody. And I was like, I remember as a kid, I thought he was Superman. I was like, what is this? What did you just do? This is the most amazing thing in my life I've ever seen.
Yeah, boys are thinking that their father is a superhero, and it was very damaging. I remember I have received a young man. His father always taught him that he's not man. He doesn't have energy it requires to carry heavy things. He's like women, all those things. I know it is, for him, it is very, very damaging, because even today, what he thinks is what his father has
Yes.
taught him for years. And by saying that, I'm coming to how you can shape your boys badly or in a good way with what you say.
Yeah.
Because they think you are a hero. What you say means a lot. Your words means everything. Vice versa to women, the mothers and their
Daughters,
girls.
yeah.
What you say is, they are really relying on you to shape them into good or broken people. Because what you say means a lot, but also your presence. Your presence is, because they are looking at you, they are building their own self, taking you as a role model, as superhero. So that's why they need your inspiration to see you, what you do. Am I doing the right thing? So they need to know if they really do the right thing. It's very important for you to notice, be there, notice, and also tell them.
They're doing validate their emotions.
Validate what they do. You are really in a good way.
I love you brought that part.
Sometimes, let me add this. Sometimes we give attention to what is not good. And what we give attention to grow very well.
I am so glad you brought those two examples up, because I know for a fact, like I remember as a kid, I saw this with my sister and also my female cousins. They all tried makeup because they saw their mom try makeup. They all tried their mom's high heels on because they saw their mom try high heels, the jewelry and everything. So I love you brought that up, because I used to see it myself with amongst family members and with the boys as well. And there's something I've been seeing a lot on the internet, which I'm starting to agree with. And it's the question of like young fathers asking older men, how do I raise my son right? Especially in a relation to other women. And the guy was saying that it's all about how you treat your wife.
Yes.
So you as a man want your son to treat women right. He sees that how you treat your wife. Do you compliment her? Are you nice to her? etc. So if a boy grows up watching like an abusive father shout at the mom, that's what they think love looks like. For lack of a better example. And the same thing with women as well. I've also noticed that women take I want you to comment on this, is women will also treat the relationships in terms of romantic and even like friendships with men based on how their mother treats their father.
Thank you so much. I can say that what we are familiar to, that is what we repeat. Because when we grow up, there is I've thought about it. That subconscious mind that is building. And when we want to do something, we recall to that. yes, this is the right thing I should be doing. Because I've seen my mother um, not treating well my father, yes, I can repeat it. If I've seen my mother coming home early and cook and be patient with her partner, yes, I will continue to do that. And for I can say that we can learn from them good things and bad things.
Yes, and there's another example I want to give you with the boys. Again, I remember I was hanging out with some friends of mine when I was a younger kid in Japan. I was with their dad, and their dad was super cool. Like I started hanging out with him, and the dad like took me and it's like, "No, come with us. We're going somewhere. It's okay. Don't worry." And I remember one time we were at a restaurant just sitting, and his son is like 6 or 7 years old, and he's staring at a girl who's also like 6 or 7, and the dad goes, "Go say hi to her. Don't worry, there's nothing to be scared of. Go say hi to her. Hi, so you from across the room. I just wanted to say hi." And he went up there and said hi to the girl. And now that we're having this conversation, it made me realize that because his father, he saw his father comfortably talk to other women. Later on, when he grew up, he was very comfortable and natural around women. Right, that's something I've noticed amongst some of the men I know who are players, is that they saw from their dad. They always had a good relationship. They always treated them women right.
Yeah. They are watching what we do. Okay, I'm coming on the part of parents. They are watching what parents do more often than what they say.
Yes.
Because as you have mentioned, when a father is there and treating her mother right, when they look at it, the boy will say, okay, that is how it should be. Like, I've had the client and she told me, now, when someone come to date me, sometimes I feel that things are off. And I see that they are established, they have money, they are those people. Everyone could say, okay, this is mine.
Yeah.
But I learned to dig deeper and see that there is that thing of maybe not treating me well, maybe not giving me the value of like, maybe I can have opinions, I can share ideas because they know that they are established. They know they think that I should be the woman of traditional woman who will go home and when I call it well, I learned that from my dad. He always said to us, girls, you have, if I can say, you have best ideas. You have, you can also be able to share them. You can be able to sit on the same table as your brothers. You can, I really had see him treat my mom like that. What do you think? And for now, I'm struggling to find a man who will be at that standard like that have told me. So that's why I can say it's very important for parents to be present in their children lives, but also to be good examples.
I like that you said that, because me personally, I learned to work hard seeing my dad, looking at my dad. Even if he was mad, he was annoyed, he had a bad day, you go to work, you do the work, you come home, you pay the bills. And I loved seeing that, right? something else I want to touch on before we continue is I watched an interview. It was like a 2-minute interview, and it was with a child predator, right? And they were interviewing him, and the interview I think was also a psychologist. He's trying to understand why he preys on children. And the guy said one very, very powerful thing to me that still sticks with me to this day. And he said, when I'm targeting children, I always target the ones who have no father figure around to protect them. Whether that's physically or emotionally or spiritually, it doesn't matter what. And the essence was, if he sees that a kid doesn't have a father figure, whether it's their biological father, older brother, uncles, grandparents, because I know I have friends who were raised by like their grandparents and uncles for whatever reason, that's where he targets. And it goes to illustrate how powerful having parents in your life. The other one is, have you ever heard of a comedian called Chris Rock? He's a comedian, and he had this very, very funny joke about boys and girls. And he says, because he has 2 daughters, he goes, as a father of 2 daughters, the most important thing I can do is make sure they don't become strippers.
They don't become
strippers. Like they go into the sex trade. And he said, the same thing applies to if I had boys. Make sure they don't become gangsters, right?
Okay.
Because what I've noticed on the extreme ends of both of that is women who go into that kind of lifestyle, you find that they didn't have a father figure around.
Yeah.
And as well as boys who join gangs and stuff like that as well, again, didn't have a father figure around. It doesn't have to be their biological father, but I know people who raise, like, it takes a village to raise a child.
Yeah. I can say that it really makes sense because when I'm trying to look in some of either they don't have a father figure or a present father, an emotionally present father in their lives, because sometimes it has the same consequences. You can
Yes.
be there,
But you're not emotionally present.
but you are not there really. You are there like
Come home, drink beer, don't talk to the kids, then just go
Yeah.
to sleep.
yes. I'm going home. Okay, I have work to do. Please make sure that kids don't come here. I'm very tired. When you are like that father, yes, they know that you are there, but they really don't feel that feeling of
No.
being there.
They don't feel the presence.
No protection, no nothing, because they want in you that protection, that guidance, that superhero they need from you. When you are not offering that, even though you are there, they don't feel it, and it causes the same damage as if you are not there.
Physically, they are.
Physically there.
I love that. Just before we go on to the topic of adolescence, there was one more thing I was going to add on this because I'm so passionate about this topic. Is again going to the thing of having kids, friends from the most amazing backgrounds and friends from most messed up backgrounds. Is one thing I've noticed, like example, with my friends who have very pleasant, emotionally present mom and dad. The kind of confidence they have, and I'm sure everyone knows this, they've seen people who are just amazingly confident.
Yes.
And then when I look at my friends who come from messed up background, is the work they have to do to build the internal confidence is very, very difficult. I had to do that just because of my dyslexia and not being able to read. So I understand where it comes from. And it goes back to this thing of you need to be present for your kids, no matter how small it may seem. Because example, the thing you said about emotionally unavailable parents, dads. I've seen dads who tell their kids, "Hey, I'm going for a business trip. I cannot come for your basketball game." But the moment before the basketball game starts, they call them and says, "Hey, I'm sorry, I'm not there. Good luck. Your mom will send me pictures."
Yes.
And it's this thing of also, I think parents need to know that just because you're traveling for work to pay the bills or there's other things going on. With technologies nowadays, I think you can still show up for them in a way that counts.
Yeah.
Right? Just because you're in America on a business trip doesn't mean you can't get on a Zoom call and talk to your kids for 5 minutes, right? Give them encouragement, right?
Yeah.
Tell them that I know you had a bad day, but don't worry, you'll get through this.
Yeah, many people think that presence requires to be there all
All the time.
days. No way. Just being intentional. I see my kids. I see what they are having today. And I really want to make sure that they understand my presence. As you said, on call, just noticing those small things, understanding them when they talk to you, just trying to do the eye contact. I'm here, even though I'm busy, but I'm here if you want to tell me something. Trying to be there when they have important things, or trying to delegate, but also telling them that you didn't be able to be there, but you really with them online. Just trying to be intentional about those things that are going through in your children's life. I remember one person have told me, I was curious to know, why are you very eager to know and to work so hard as a young lady? And she told me, our father was always there with our studies. Yes, he was a very busy man. But every time when we was from school, he always checked, have you done your homework? Please make sure that every time we go to school, you are clean with your studies. I don't want you to go to school without doing your homework. Every time he checked with a very small time he has.
Yes.
And those children have learned, okay, so we don't have choice. We need to do what it is required to do.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
It's this thing of, just because you're busy doesn't mean you can't show up in a way that counts, even if it's just for 5 minutes.
Yes. Yes.
Because
yes.
again, if you're a kid and your parents tell you, congratulations, we're proud of you, you've worked hard. You may have not won the game, but you still work hard, can make such a huge difference in their confidence.
Yes.
And now the part I want to move on to is working with, when it comes to mental health for adolescents versus young kids, especially in the 21st century with things like social media and the internet.
Social media. Social media is something that I've seen that it is not only me seeing it, but also researchers have talked about it. They are stealing children and adolescents, young people in general, real life. They don't have time to have conversation, real conversation.
Yes.
With their peers. They don't have, even there, you can look around and see those young people. They come from school, they go directly in their room, they rock there. They don't have connection in their surroundings, and it's somehow hard. It is also stealing their creativity, because if they don't explore nature, they don't have that time to slow down.
The importance of boredom.
Yes, boredom.
Yes.
You see? And try to think about things you want to create or to do, to innovate. And I think by stealing that boredom, we will not innovate things
Yes.
you want to innovate.
I
And
100% agree with you because with the social media, I always look at it like this. Social media is a tool. You can use it to go learn things. You can use it to laugh at funny. I love watching funny videos. Or you can use it to like go down the wrong path. And this thing you talked about with boredom, as a kid, me and my sister, when we came home from school, we went exploring in the neighborhood. When we moved, I was a kid. The first friends I made friends with in Japan was because I was bored and I walked to the park and I made a joke in English, even though I didn't understand that much English. Next week I came back. The guy I made friends with, he bought me a plastic BB gun as a gift, and we became very good friends after that. When we were bored, my friends would come and was like, "Yo, let's go down the road and do something," and we'll leave the house, go to the other side of the city, have fun, come back home. What you guys do was like, "Oh, we went to the arcade, we did this, we did that, went to Disneyland, yada 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 yada."
yes.
But nowadays, you see kids is like, I've seen this especially, and I'm not blaming parents because I know being a parent is very, very difficult, right?
Very difficult, and they are doing their best, unfortunately, with what they know.
Yes, right? Because good schools are not cheap.
Yes.
There's inflation. Both mom and dad are working. Yes, you have a nanny or maybe one of the grandparents looking after them. And then I know parents, even the bad, quote unquote bad ones, will feel guilty for not being there for their kid. So I see a lot of parents, what they'll do is with kids between, especially like 6, even 4-year-olds, up until 15-year-olds, they'll just hand them an iPad and go play with it.
Yeah.
And again, I'm not blaming parents. I get how stressful it is to have kids. But it's like, shouldn't you tell the kid, okay, you're bored, go outside and run?
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that could make a very big difference. A very big difference. And even though today in our modern Rwandan, before we used to go even to the neighbors. For now, we close the gates and they are inside. But
Yes.
also inside the house, there's those places they can go to. Just go to wash their shoes, go to wash their toys or play with their toys. Just let them be bored and try to find their ways of occupying themselves. Sometimes it's hard for young children. You need to be there, just changing, having somehow a very defined routine for
Yes.
them to...
Structure.
Yeah, structure for them to be able to change from one thing to... Because for them, they are bored sooner than the older ones, like those with 6 years old and above. But you can also structure that and say, maybe with this time you will be doing things in water. They really like to be in water and exploring, but parents don't want them to be
dirty. Because their parents are thinking, oh my God, now they're dirty. If they go in the car, then they're going to get dirty. And I didn't bring the nanny. I didn't bring the clothes. I'm like, oh my God, why did you? And then they accidentally shout at them and show frustration saying, no, you shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, but for children, younger children, they want to explore.
Yeah.
And sometimes we need to close our eyes and let them explore. Or just plan, this time I will change with this. I will put them in the water after that. I will put them in sand after that. I will put them. And sometimes we think that those activities are very, if I can say, expensive. But it is a matter of, as parent, to plan. To plan for them and say, okay, how my child's day have to look like. I say for younger ones. For older ones, you can try to also put time for being bored. Yes, do you want something to do? Your shoes are not...
Yes.
You can go and just Wash
Finish.
them. Do you want something to do? Go and play with maybe your neighbors, if I can say, or go and play with your siblings. I can say that for the older ones from 6 and above, it is easier than those little ones, because for those, they are at least understand, these things you want to watch, they are damaging your brain, they are stealing your, if I can say, the things you can do alone and so. And with time, unfortunately, the social media also steal their self-esteem. If you
Yes.
don't know how to do things,
Look at other people.
you feel like, I'm not enough.
I'm glad you brought that part up. But continue.
And also the comparison thing. When you go, I've felt it and I've seen it, not only on me. When you go on social media for long hours, you start feeling, okay, he is my age and he has this and this and this.
Yes.
When will I be able to? And also, the other thing I wanted to mention is wanting likes and comments on what I have. Validation, is it
Yes, social
social media validation?
I think
kind?
it's trading external validation for internal.
Yes, and from people you really don't know.
Yeah.
You really want followers like crazy, and you really don't know those people.
I'm glad. So, like with the self-esteem thing, there was a couple studies done, especially for teenage girls, just to give an idea of how bad social media is if example you have Facebook on your phone, and like girls, when they take selfies, they'll take 100 selfies and find the right one. Facebook can tell that you just took 100 selfies, and then they start targeting you with what? Makeup.
Yeah.
So a lot of these girls will look up to other girls who are traveling the world, doing this, doing that, and they look up to us like, oh, I want that. Why can't I be on a private jet? Why can't I be on a yacht? Again, it's not all girls, it's not all women. But then it's this comparison, and these girls, a lot of these young girls, not knowing that what these women had to do to get on the yacht. And the thing is also applies to boys, because boys, as guys, we're attracted. We'll listen to the guy who's loud and very confident. So, example, like I know women in Rwanda don't like him, but like Andrew Tate, a lot of young boys will watch him because he's interesting. What young boy doesn't want to have cars, lots of women, travel the world, but they don't. And it's at a stage where when you're young, you haven't built that discernment to be able to tell. He made money doing this, but there's consequences to that. She made her money doing that, but there's consequences to that. Not being able to say, I don't want that, but instead they just say it's like, yeah, I want.
I think, as you mentioned, sometimes those life on social media we see, there is not that part of showing us the whole story.
Yeah.
We are only seeing what is captured by camera. And sometimes with that camera, there's that smile which is fake. And inside, it is not okay.
Yeah.
And we really want to get there, but we don't know the price we have to pay. So it is very, very, very important. I usually say, more than comparing yourself to that other person, compare yourself to the person you were yesterday and plan what you want to achieve, not because they have achieved, but because it is something you want.
I'm glad you said that. And I think something else to add is the older I get, the less I look up to people on social media, and the more I look up to men and women in my personal life, because then I look at someone who I know who's successful, and okay, cool. Why is he successful? What did he do? What was his trick? What can I learn? Instead of looking at Jay-Z, I'll look at one of my dad's friends, or one of my uncles, or one of my aunts, and be like, they're successful and they're happy. How did they do it? Before we move on to the adults, for the adolescents, for whether it's an adolescent watching this or a parent, how do you help an adolescent, someone who's 13 years old, 15 or 16, who's going through mental health issues, whether it's depression, anxiety? How do you know, like, I need to take my son to the doctor, or I need to create space for my daughter, or I need to ask mom and dad for help because I don't know what's going on?
Some of our young children, our young adolescents, they really know.
Yeah.
They really understand. It's crazy. They really are aware
Yes, Gen
of
Z.
mental health issues than we do. And they are coming to you and they say to you, you know, I need to talk to a psychologist. I need to talk to a therapist. And, but if they don't say, there are those behaviors that for children and adolescents, behavioral communication. Behaviors equals communication, especially bad behaviors. When they are doing things that you really are struggling to understand or to support them to, if I can say, to change, and you see that they are damaging their life, that is the first sign that you need to seek for help. But some also, you see that they are feeling bad, they are going into their room without
staying in their room too
talking
long.
to you, and you are becoming afraid. What will they do? I don't know what they are going through, and I don't know how to support them. I think that is the second thing you can look to. And some also have those symptoms, physical symptoms, like headache, like dizziness, okay. I'm trying to recall another symptoms that come mostly that is physical, but that is explaining emotional pain.
Is it like heaviness in the chest?
Yes, but also falling down.
Is it
Fainting.
fainting? Okay.
Yes. Those symptoms, when you check with physical doctors, they told you that no, they are okay. But you see that they are struggling with those physical pains. Sometimes it explains emotional pain they are going through. And it is also the third sign that can show you that you can seek for help for them.
Perfect. So now for adults, I wanted to talk about the difference between men and women when it comes to therapy, because I have a bit of a controversial take versus men and women. Mine is the reason therapy, I think, is so successful for women, because it's very natural for you, if you're having a bad day, to call one of your friends and be like, let's talk. You sit there hours, talk. But then for men, like example, when I was a bit depressed last year, every time I'll be with my friends, we're sitting in front of a barbecue, and I or one of them will complain about something we're all going through. All of us will go like, I'm finding at home with this, I'm doing this. And then one of them, he knows who he is. He will always go, but yeah, that's the life of a man. And we all laugh and we move on. And it's like just that laughing and then someone saying, yeah, that's the life of a man. The weight is lifted off of me and I'm like, oh, okay, so are we having chicken wings or steaks? Right? And while women, it's like, it's very natural for women to talk about their problems with each other and openly versus us men.
I can say that it's very hard for men to come to therapy because they think, I'm going to say what they think, but I don't know. But I think that they think that it's weak and it is shameful. I'm saying this because every boy who is growing up in our culture, we are saying, you have to be strong. This is for you because it's hard. But the girl for the same age, not. She's a girl. No man cry. In Kinyarwanda, you say, amarira y'umugabo atemba ajya mu nda. How does it?
The tears.
Yeah, the tears of a man for inside, not outside. So we grow up understanding things that are shaping young boys into people who don't have to be vulnerable. So that's why vulnerability for them, it's shameful and it's weak in people's eyes. I've heard that a woman and a man was having conflict, but the woman was more aggressive and she hated the man. The man went to the police saying, and the police was saying, are you a man or are you a woman? So sometimes even what we say can make them feel like I don't have to say what I'm feeling.
I'm glad you brought that part about shame and what was the thing? Like weakness. Is because also me, when I was going through that depressive state, I thought, like, I won't lie, I had a little bit of shame and I thought I was weak for the fact that, like, I was feeling depressed. And it's like, me and my guy friends, like, I knew if I told them, I knew in the back of my mind, they wouldn't judge me. They may bust a funny joke, but that's the way our humor is. Us guys, we always bust jokes at each other. But then I remember I told them, I was like, yeah, they're not going to shame me. And what's funny is so this was back in like November, December. But like 2 weeks ago, I was talking to a friend catching up with me and he goes like, yeah, we could tell that you were depressed. And I remember that day you came to the house and we went out because we could tell you're depressed. And I was like, oh my God, I had no idea my friends were that good. I was like genuinely like touched. I was like, yo, I have better friends than I thought I had.
Yeah.
The other thing on vulnerability, it is difficult as a man to be vulnerable because it's like we're taught that, I'm talking about from my own experience, but I think a lot of men will sympathize with this. It's my responsibility to carry the burdens. It's my responsibility to be strong. Yes. It's even me now, like one thing that really drives me to work hard is I want to buy a car for my mom and my dad, new ones, and I want to get them a house because all I think is all the pain and annoyance I put them through as a kid because I was a nightmare kid. And I'm like, I have to make it up for them. I have to do it, right? Yeah. And I feel a certain sense of responsibility. And if I don't execute on that, I wouldn't be a man because I think, okay, everyone is different. But every man feels the need to be like, look after his friends and his family and everything. So being able to say, I've been working really hard and I'm stressed out and I'm tired and I'm about to have a mental health breakdown. Yeah. I need your help. It's very difficult. But the thing is, when you have good friends and family like I do, like I didn't even have to say it. They saw it and they try to help me out. Yeah. And I know that tomorrow if I have a problem, I can count on them 100%. To me, take them aside like, hey, I'm facing this problem. This is what's happening, yada, 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 yada. I need your advice. And I know they'll be able to give me advice. Again, we may laugh and poke fun of each other because that's how we are as a man. But I think for men, it's very difficult to tell because we're taught to be strong, to say, I'm having a bad day and I don't know what to do. I need help. And the hardest thing for men to say is, I need help. Because they don't know how to say, I need help, without them thinking it makes them weak. Yeah. When the strongest thing you can do is being able to rely and depend on other people, and they do the same for you. You do the same for them and they do the same for you.
And I really like to see, because I have many men in going in through therapy with me, and I really like to see them coming, because I feel like okay, maybe it is becoming normal, just for also men to see that they deserve that help as women deserve it. Because it's really hard to think that you have to carry all of those burden we go through in life alone. Yes, sometimes we are able to manage, but other times we need that support, not because we are sick or somehow, but because we really want to navigate that with some help.
Yes.
I can have headache, for example, and say, okay, I can manage. But sometimes it is very bad that I need some medication. So I think it's like that way. Not because you are weak, but because you need somehow support.
Yes.
Yeah.
Another thing we had on our conversation the first time we met is you talked about Rwandi's men versus Rwandi's women. And one thing you brought up that I've noticed in my own life is Rwandi's women are often selfless to a fault, where they pour so much into other people's cups, they forget to ask for someone to pour into their cups. And I've seen this like with many family members. And then with Rwandi's men, it's, I don't remember what the Kenyan Rwanda word you use for it is, I am the way I am. Why do I need to change?
And I like the way men are.
Yeah.
Because they are. I really envy them sometimes. They know how to be themselves without the excuse.
Yes.
I know. Women's really cares a lot, because they are taking care of many things at once. Yes, they know how to multitask, but sometimes they give. And what they give, finished. Well, they don't have anything left in their cup, and they start resenting people.
Yes.
They are giving, as you see men, they're, okay, I'm tired, I'm going to take a beer somewhere with my friend.
Yeah.
Yes, you have a baby at home, a very little one, and he is expecting that, I know that you can do it, please do it.
Yeah.
For me, I'm going to take a beer with my friends. And for you, you are struggling because maybe you have given birth very soon, you needed support from him, but because also you know that you can do that, you say, okay, why can't he see that I'm suffering? He can't see. He really can't see.
With that one, I want you to talk about for like women in situations like that. How did they ask for people, for lack of a better word, to pour into their cup? Ask for help, say, hey, I don't want you to go out on Friday to drink beers. I want to go out with my friends and drink some wine as well. Can you please look after your child?
Yes. What I can say is that when you don't say it, no one will notice it. no one will dream it and do it for you. So the important thing to do is just letting them know how you feel. Yes, even though men are like that, they know what they want and they go for it. But also they care for their partners. When you are able to express that positively, dear, I'm feeling this way. I don't have energy to call her for some time. Can you take her, and maybe I go to sleep for some hours so that I can relax and be able to take care of her during the night? I know that many of you will not really refuse that.
Yeah, that's the funny thing is
Yeah.
most men would be like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, let me
Okay, okay. Let me call them and tell them that I will come tomorrow.
yeah. And
But
then
they will surely, okay, some, not all, but many of them will surely support you.
yeah.
But sometimes, as women, because we know that we can carry all of that, we fail to express our feelings, we fail. And if I tell him and he thinks that I don't know how to take care of things, and no, please tell them. Tell them.
I like what you just said there, that some women think that by asking for help, it's admitting that, oh, I'm a bad mom because I want a day off from my kid. Or, for example, I love my child, but like their crying is too much. I need a day or 2 days away from them, no matter how much I love, right? Admitting that, hey, I need my husband who, example, if it's in a situation where the man is the breadwinner, I'm telling him that I can't do my job, which is just looking after the kid. When the strongest thing you can do is just ask for help.
Yeah, and the important thing that I can mention is when you ask for that help, you take care of yourself, you try to do those things you enjoy. It doesn't benefit you only, it benefits also them. Because when you come with a full cup, you have a lot to give, but also giving them in a good way. Just because you are, they can recall when they was relaxed. It is easier when a child is crying and you have slept. You are able to call them, to cover them, and to tell them, what can I support you? Checking if they have eaten or need to change or something like that. It's easier. But when you have sleepless nights and you didn't have time to relax and they are crying, you're like, what do you want?
Yes. You're angry because,
What have I not done for you?
and then for the men with I am the way I am. As a therapist, how would you address that to men? Like getting over the fact that I am the way I am. No, as a man, you do need to change. You do need to be able to say I'm sorry.
Yeah, I remember one of my clients who came to therapy with a friend who recommended him to go to therapy. And he was saying, I came here, I really thought that, yes, I'm coming to check the books, but I don't think that someone with my age can change anything. But now I see that I was wrong. The people who came to therapy with a willing to and a commitment to work on themselves, they can change. They can change what is not the patterns that are not making them being really the version of themselves that they don't want, or that hurt the people they love. They really can work on that and change. It may require sometimes, it may require some commitment, but yes, they might change. What is hard is living with someone who hurts you and who doesn't want to do that work.
Yes.
Sometimes they say we are coming to therapy because there are people who are supposed to come to therapy who didn't come.
I love that. And with the male client you just talked about, because he was recommended by another man, something I've noticed as well, like again amongst my friend group, me telling them they need to take care of their mental health is not going to get them to take care of their mental health. But what I've noticed amongst men who respect each other, it's not just mental health, but this applies to any topic, is setting the standard, right? So amongst my friend group, all of us go to the gym on a regular basis. There's a time where I was drinking too much beer. This was a long time ago. And my friend would bully me. And I remember looking down my beer. I'm like, no more beers. After that, no more beers, right? So with men I am who I am, I would push back against that. And the best thing with men is setting example, right? So if you're a guy who takes care of his mental health or his physical health or whatever, and you want to encourage your guy friends, the best thing to do is just set an example for them, right? And I think that's a little bit the difference between helping men versus helping women when it comes to therapy.
I can say when it comes to therapy, for friends to help others to go to therapy, it's kind of hard because mental health is somehow having that heart of stigma. Because when you say that you need to go to therapy, people think that this person is judging me. They think that I'm sick and I'm not. Many people I receive, they tell me, I'm not sick, but I need therapy.
I like that you said that because it's
Yeah, and I believe them because some patterns we run when we grow up because of trauma we go through, they affect our lives. For example, I become an angrier person, not because I'm sick, but because I've learned growing up that I need to
shout.
fight for myself to be heard. So what I can say is approaching them by telling them what you notice. I've noticed that you become more angry these days. Are you okay? Do you know that therapy can support you on that? It's much easier to understand, I think, than telling them, go to therapy.
Yeah.
Yeah, to the gym, it's easier.
Yeah. That's a joke with me and my friends. It's easier and cheaper and more fun to go to the gym than to go to therapy. But another thing on this topic before we could move on to the next part is, oh my God, I just lost my train of thought. No, it's, oh my God, I had an ADHD moment and completely forgot what I was about to say. But let's just quickly go on to couples therapy before we start wrapping up the conversation. Is here in Rwanda, there's a big issue of rising divorce rates, unfortunately. And I don't think the solution is blaming men or women or it's this or it's that. I think it's a whole multitude of problems. And one of them is, so example, what I've noticed is some girls, so some women, again, some, not all, they'll get married to the first man who comes along just because it's the only way for them to leave the house and get away from the parents.
Yeah.
Versus women who, again, I have friends, my sister was in university by herself. She didn't have anyone. She was fine. But then versus girls who the first man who comes along who's nice to them, they move out and then they realize they're not compatible long term, right? And it's not just that, but it's also a whole multitude of other things.
For girls, there is not only moving out of the house, there's also that pressure of my peers getting married, pressure of people around, you have the age to get married.
Yeah.
Pressure of parents. I also need to wear mushanana. There is a road that pressure them to pick the first come. And it is not okay. It is not okay. Because sometimes I tell girls that also them they need. I know men have in mind what they need in a girl. But girls don't have that. And I think it's something that girls also need to have in mind. Because when you don't know what you want, it's easier to take anything that comes.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's bad when you get there, you realize that there are those things you wanted, you didn't check before accepting that partnership. And unfortunately, it's a long-time partnership that requires you commitment, efforts, and so on. So it's better for you to check before you go into it if really the requirements you have been well checked. And then when you get there, it will be easier to be with someone you really wanted to be with, or to get support from someone you really wanted to have in your life. And I think by trying to look on that, there will be fewer divorce. Because when we realized that the people we are living with, maybe we are expecting them to be this way, but we didn't check if they are this way or not. It will be easier to live with them. Yes, I came to you knowing that maybe you are drinking alcohol, maybe you are coming home late, but it's okay. What there's other things, good qualities that I needed from a man, and I think that they are there. For example, the support and so on. But also, I can maybe come on that later about communication in relationship.
I am so glad you brought that up. And that's the thing I was about to bring up before, is the example when we're talking about therapy is it's not that like you have a big problem you need to cause. But example, one thing I noticed in myself is when I was younger, because I didn't know how to express what I wanted and what I didn't want, I would end up, like, especially as a teenager, I would end up like resenting someone. And when I did the work on myself, I realized it had nothing to do with them. It had to do with the fact that I never expressed that, hey, I don't like that. Yes. Hey, don't talk to me like that. Hey, it's not just also expressing the negative, but it's also expressing the positive. Yeah. Something I've seen as well is that some couples, whether it's men or women, they don't show appreciation. So if one person does something nice, you go like, oh, thank you so much. I really appreciated that. Oh, thank you so much for taking the time to do this. And it's, I think, something that's I've personally noticed. a lot of problems in my personal relationships, whether they're romantic or friendships, in my professional relationships. A lot of it comes down to communication and not being able to like stand my ground and say, hey, no, I don't like that. Or hey, I like that.
Yeah.
And I would like for you, I think this is going to be a major component for couples therapies to talk a little bit more about on this topic of communication.
Yeah, I can say that communication is key. When they say it like that, it is something they mean, I think, because for me, when I look at it, it's something powerful in a relationship. There is those both communication, positive and negative. Let me start by negative. The negative one, I'm coming to that thing that if you don't say it, they will not be able to imagine it or dream about it because they love you. They will not. You need to communicate. I need this. I need you to do things like this. I need you to bring me to dates once a month. I need you to come every, for example, once a week so that we can be with kids. It's something that we need to do. I need you to support me on this thing. I need you to come early. I see that your nights are becoming more frequent. It is something you need to communicate if it is hurting you. Because sometimes we let that be there and assume that the other person really know what they are doing.
Yes.
And what they are not doing. And that they have to understand. If they love you, they have to understand that and do it. And maybe you will not resent them. When they don't, they fail to do it. They fail to imagine it. They fail to read your mind. It's an issue.
Yes.
And if those issues are becoming more and more and more, it becomes there. There are those subjects we don't talk about. I remember one of a woman was saying, he told me to quit the job, that I can stay and that he will be able to manage our family finances. I accepted at that time because I was thinking that will be okay. After that, I was not feeling well in my body, in my head, and I started resenting him because he obliged me to quit my job.
And she never said anything.
And I never said it. And I became aggressive to him because of that. So it becomes a circle. When you stock that resentment, it brings you to see him differently. What everything he does or everything she does, it is criticized. Yes, conflict can start with those small things we don't talk about. But they grow into something else. Because if I change the way I see you, I change the way I talk to you, I change because of that thing, when we will be going to resolve a thing that caused us to have those things, it will be hard to see that was that job you said to me to quit.
Yeah, the resentment. I like that you said that because for on the men's side, what I've noticed is not all Rwandese men, but a lot of like quote unquote typical Manyarwanda men is They also don't know how to take constructive criticism. Meaning, like you said, if the wife told the man, hey, I didn't like that, resent it, some men, this also applies to women as well, they'll resent the fact that you gave them a negative criticism, not understanding it comes from a place of love, right? Because if you love someone, you'll tell them, hey, you're acting like an idiot. You need to stop this, right? And that's what I've noticed with some men, but also some women as well. People don't understand that me telling you the truth, I'm not trying to attack you or beat you with you, but I'm telling you this because you need to hear it. And what you say is just as important as how you say it.
Yeah, I can say yes. It's hard to give that room to things that are not going well. That you are communicating, which is very important, but also learning how to say it. It's very important because sometimes when we want to tell them what they did wrong, we come with fingers.
Yes.
You have did this, and when you point to me fingers, my first reaction is, I want to fight for myself.
Yeah.
I want to defend me. And I think the best way to communicate it is starting from how you feel, how you felt about it. For example, when we decided for me to quit the job, I felt like I will be housekeeping mom only, and my career will not grow, but your career will grow. And so I think we need to have a double conversation about this. By starting with what you feel, it is more easy to understand for your partner than starting, you have done this.
Yeah.
Yeah. And for the positive feedback, I can say it's not only positive feedback, but I can bring let me say positive feedback is very important when your partner have done something good, have have achieved something, have you appreciate something from them, please tell them.
Yes.
I bring it in an umbrella of putting the effort in your relationship, because it will come with also giving them the affection, the attention, bringing into your relationship, if I can say, some one-on-one dates that can make you fuel your relationship, listening to them when they tell you something important, really listening to them, because sometimes we listen because we want to respond, or we listen because we want to let them know that we have listened. But listening and letting them know that you have listened, just putting the efforts in that relationship, make it feel like the spike is still there. Not only being used to daily commitment. Also, that thing of positive feedback comes in putting the efforts in the relationship.
Perfect. So let's just wrap it up here because we went longer than I thought it would. But for now, I want to talk about 3 practical tips. The first one is one thing someone can do for anxiety, one thing someone can do for depression, and one piece of advice for someone who thinks therapy isn't for them. So let's start with the anxiety.
Okay. One thing a person can do for anxiety is simple. It's breathing.
Yes. I love that.
Crazy.
Just a deep breath, a couple deep breaths.
Okay, let me explain. Breathing is a normal thing that we do without even being conscious about it, but something powerful when we bring our attention to it. Deep breath, inhaling, just intentionally breathing in slowly, pause, breathing out slowly. When you do it, it tells our nervous system you are pausing, you are coming back to the present, you are here, your feet maybe are on the ground, you are sitting in this beautiful chair, you are talking to Joe. Just it helps you to become again here. Because when we are anxious, we are either going into the future, going into the past, but we are not
In the present.
here and now. What is going on? What are you anxious of now in this place we are in? So breathing in slowly, breathing out slowly helps you to come again here in the present. And for the depression, what I can share as tips is there's that cycle you mentioned about of when you was depressed, you was sleeping, thinking about yourself, feeling the way you are feeling,
Yes.
drinking, just the cycle was turning around things that makes you think badly of you, feel very bad, and doing the things that makes you feel more bad. The cycle was going like,
It's wallowing in your own self-pity.
yes. And when you changed that to going and meeting friends and you laughed, it changed. The shift
Completely. I think
completely, like, oh, I feel
much
again better. So what I can say is it's hard to change our thoughts, to tell our thought, you are thinking bad, please change that. It's hard. It's hard to change the way we feel because our thoughts is connected directly to our feelings. It's not easy, but I can say it is the most the one which is easy than the other two. What we do. That's why I could say by doing things that energize you. For example, meeting your friends, you will not come the same. If you like praying, if you go to pray, you will not come the same. If you like exercising, if you go there, you will not come feeling the same way. If you journal, if you like it, you will not finish it feeling the same. just doing those things that you know normally energize you. If you have hobbies, for example, drawing or something like that, if you do it, you're not finish feeling the
The
same
same,
way.
yeah.
If you go to work and listen to music, if you like it, you will not come feeling the same movie, same thing. Just identify those things that really energize you. In the moment, you don't want even to go out of your bed.
Yeah.
And what you need to do is doing it like taking a medicine. When you don't take medicine of malaria, what happens?
You get sick.
After getting sick, when you don't take it, what happens? We die.
Yeah, you die. Yeah.
So we take it, even though it is not a really feeling okay now. But we take it to make sure we are alive.
Yes.
And by identifying those things that can be helpful, that energize you, do them like taking medicine. Do them without thinking about them. Get out, go there, go to the gym, go to the movie, go to see those friends without thinking about it. Because if you analyze, you will see they don't love me, I don't want to see them.
And
But
it's all in your head.
yes.
That's the worst thing. It's always all in your head. The moment you, like with the anxiety one, the one I like the most, is I'll start walking around if I'm at home, start walking around the house. Or go for a walk. Or put my phone down. When I'm depressed, just being grateful for basic things like, I have a roof over my head, I have friends and family. And with the one for people who don't think therapy is for them, it's no one is perfect. Even the people who I said who have come from the most mentally healthy families I know, even they have small things that they want to work on for them or someone they love.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
Perfect. So, Christelle, thank you so much for your time. I'll put your contact information in the description down below. So if anyone, so people can reach out to you if they need help. But thank you so much for your time. This is something I'm really passionate about, just because it's something that as a culture and as a society, we don't pay enough attention to, even though we know someone who is suffering from mental health, even though we may or may not know that they're suffering. And sometimes all they need is just to hear that they can talk to someone.
Thank you, Joe.
All right, perfect. Thank you so much for your time.
You're most welcome.
Perfect.